Thoughts on Andre Ward? Do you have anything going forward about Andre Ward as far as retirement?
No, you know what? It's quiet right now. We had said after the fight that Andre was going to enjoy the holidays with his family. He had a great holiday, and after the holidays, we would all get together and discuss what the next steps are. We'll probably begin that process shortly, but there's nothing to report.
Michael, how valid is the rematch clause that was mentioned by many fans?
How valid is the rematch clause? At the end of the day, Andre Ward will ultimately do what he wants to do. And it's entirely up to Andre as to whether or not he wants to do a rematch or not do a rematch. So that's all I can say.
Are you surprised with his retirement talks? I mean, he seems like very.
No, I think Andre is just very content with where he is in life, and he's content with what he's achieved in boxing. You know, he's been in the sport for a long time. Andre's got a lot of interests. He's an extraordinarily bright, articulate individual. He's very committed to his family. He's very committed to his community. Obviously, boxing has been very, very important to his life. It's been the centerpiece of his life for many, many years, but it's not the only thing in his life. And so the fact that he's gone through this reflection period in terms of where he is not surprising. We all do it, right? It's very natural for all of us to do it. Miguel Cotto, over the last year has gone through that reflection period. Hey, what have I accomplished during my career? What do I want to do for the rest of my career? You heard him today, talk about family and children, and you heard him talk about his legacy. And his legacy, is about, his family and what his family thinks of him. So I think it's healthy for professional athletes to take a step away from their sport and reflect on what they've accomplished and where they want to go during the next chapter of their life. I mean, these are individuals that have dedicated themselves for so many years to the sport that they're involved in. They have the right to decide whether they want to continue or whether they want to step away and do something else.
Does Michael go through with the retirement? What does that mean for Rock Nation? He's a big star.
We haven't thought about that. Again, we haven't had those conversations. We'll cross that bridge if we get there.
Looking back on the last fight, did you see a dramatic rise or fall in his stock, considering what the pay-per-view numbers were?
Not at all. I mean, listen, pay-per-view is what it is today. The whole pay-per-view landscape has changed. I mean, since the Cotto-Canelo fight that did 900,000 plus homes, you haven't seen big numbers. And as I said in New York, we all, the media, people involved in boxing, have to kind of do a reset. And I don't think you're going to see huge pay-per-view numbers in the future. I just don't think that that's reality.
Do you think it takes something circus-like a Mayweather versus Conor McGregor?
I can't comment to that. All I can comment to is that the pay-per-view world and universe and industry has changed. And so we have to adapt to that, and we have to reset our expectations. And, the Andre Ward, Kovalev numbers were what they were. If they get into the ring again, I'm sure the numbers will be, better. Listen, I think people, anticipate, a great battle again. But we'll see if we get there.
Michael, I got a question.
One last question, guys.
Okay.
I got to catch up.
First of all, I want to say congratulations. You got 10 cameras around you now. Remember Cotto-Canelo. Now, I would ask you, on the replay, when you watch Kovalev Ward, were you taken back by maybe Jim Lampley's comments about punches that didn't land? And it seemed like he came off slightly. I know you work with HBO now. I don't want to create a landmine, but it bothered me that it was the telecast was slightly slanted. And it kind of moved me in a certain way.
Listen, I can't get caught up in that. I know. And at the end of the day, Andre Ward walked out of that ring with 3 belts. And 3 judges in Las Vegas saw the fight in Andre's favor. And we saw the fight in Andre's favor. And, as I always preach, it's not the way you start the game, it's how you finish. And Andre finished with a bang, and he earned that victory. Guys,